That's really nice tea. Okay. Hello everyone. This is a video I meant to do for a long time, and at last I'm here. So this is gonna be about what helps me to my health, mental health, what improves my mental health, enhance my mental health, and those things can be random. They can be in clusters or categories, and yes. So, but before I do that, just for your information and understanding why I'm making that video is and for the context, so you've got understanding of my situation and why am I even making this video at all. So I have had quite dysfunctional childhood. I'm not gonna go into details in this video, but both of my parents suffered with severe mental health issues. Mom had a presentation of borderline personality disorder and slash psychosis or paranoia. My father had he struggled with alcoholism. He was functional alcoholic, but I think there was some mood disorder or depression he was trying to manage with the alcohol. And his family also had some narcissistic traits, which I think he had some of them. So as a result of my difficult childhood, I did struggle, and I still struggle with my own mental health. I definitely have some of the symptoms of complex PTSD. Some people call this childhood PTSD, some anxiety, depression. Sometimes I struggle with situational depression. Yes, so I think I'm qualified to make that video. and the question is, what is good mental health for me? So what does it mean, good mental health? And for me, I made a list here. And I think good mental health is emotional regulation and being aware of when I'm regulated, when I'm dysregulated, and managing dysregulation. So dysregulation that to difficult events or stressful events, or I'm not gonna go into the details of what emotional regulation is, but perhaps if you're interested in mental health, you probably know what that is. If not, please do your research. There's loads of interesting videos about that. So another thing, the thing that would be a mark of good mental health, stability, or mental health or stability, is the when I feel a peace in myself and with the circumstances I'm in, or that peaceful feeling and calm feeling in my heart. Or yes, so another thing is when I'm more able, I feel like when I'm more able to manage the stress and the the adulting or managing the adulting, our daily life. You know, we know, you know, as adults, those daily tasks, paying the bills, shopping, cleaning the house, managing your work, it can be stressful. And when I feel like I'm able to do that, this is a good day, or you know, it's a mark of my improvement of my mental health in a way. And feeling of connection with myself, feeling connection to the world outside, not feeling isolated or alone in this world, or feeling supported. But it you know, it can be lots of things, but that's the only thing I was thinking. You know, I managed to come up for this video. For you, it can be something else. But general feeling of peace, and that would be one of the most important marker of my good mental health. So now let's move on. The 5 things that helped, and they still helping to improve my mental health. I'm gonna just take a deep breath. And I'm gonna talk about something that is linked to breath. I'm actually doing right now course, and the first lesson was about energy management. And what's energy management? My simple explanation, as human beings, we are built with atoms. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my understanding of simple science. And so we are energy. We are we build from atoms, and we've got polarities, and we've got the energy, and that's my simple understanding. And so also managing ourselves is about managing our body, and our energy, to then going through our veins, and you know, skeleton system, and the muscles, and the rest of it. So I believe the belly breathing, which I've learned just recently actually, and I'm understanding this is really actually crucial, belly breathing. So the belly breathing, the breathing with your belly, I know I keep repeating myself, but that's how they call this, can really help me with the energy, and to stabilize myself and my emotions. So when I get really like panicky or upset or dysregulated, that simple breath, gosh, when I remember, it does really help with that. Another energy management would be exercise, going for a brisk walk, going to the gym, just going around, you know, walking around the house, or doing some exercises at home. I know that that's linked to also I think dopamine secretion, I believe, or the happy hormone, so which is increased while we exercise. But I also believe there is that energy is moving around, and we discharge the energy over the stress energy. This is my really non very scientific explanation. So So like for the past few weeks I haven't done too much exercise. I did actually try to go to gym today, but it was closed for some reason. But when I do the exercise, I do feel much better, and I think that's linked to the hormones secretion. But I also think the energy that I just imagine that energy getting out, that excess energy that is not beneficial anymore. It's gets out somehow. So another thing that I do is the meditation. I think it helps me to manage the energy, calms my brain, calms my system. And it can be sometimes very successful, and sometimes I'm not able to meditate for too long, or I forget to breathe when in stressful situations. So don't get me wrong, I'm not a perfect person. I don't have my S together. I'm just trying my best to to be happy in myself, and to live my fulfilled and happy life. So sometimes I do remember, sometimes I don't. But when I do, it does work to some extent. And a lot of the times it's quite successful in managing my stresses. Another thing is grounding. Grounding, and many people think about grounding is walking barefoot on the grass. Yes, that can help. I don't do that very often. I should really, but I meant something slightly different to grounding. I believe, meditation and going within, and imagining your roots link with the Mother Gaia. I get that. It can be beautiful, but for me, grounding is connecting with nature, walking through the forest, being in connection to my dog and a cat. Forest bathing, it's beautiful. The philosophy in Japan, they go for forest bathing, and it does recharge your energy, and it grounds you as well. But grounding is also, for me, eating healthy, connecting with the nature through food. Oh gosh, I'm trying my best, not always perfect, but I'm doing my best most of the times, and I believe cooking as well can be very grounding, but I'm also not, that is not my strongest skill. I'm trying to improve that. But eating healthy, yes. Connecting with the fruit and vegetables. I mean, connecting as appreciating that the food we've got on a plate, they give us strength and energy. And another thing that grounding is for me, and that might be surprising to you. Grounding also is being grounded in this reality, on this earth, on this planet, and managing finances, for example. It's very challenging to me, and can be quite stressful when I go to my online bank, and checking my account and managing the bills and so forth. But I believe this is an exercise for me to ground with this reality. I can be very airy-fairy, philosophy and art and music, and but in recent years I believe daily tasks like paying the bills, going for shopping, chatting with someone in the shop, for example, you're connecting with the reality. I think this is really crucial. It can be very hard when you have debts to pay them off, make the plan to pay them off, and so forth. But it works on a long term, I guess, and making sure you've got a stable work job, income. That is very grounding and can be so beneficial for. It is beneficial for my mental health. So yes, managing the finances, for example, yes, it's a grounding exercise. So I'm looking through the notes. Another thing so we've got 2, self-care. When I feel depressed and low, that's the last thing I want to do. It's self-care for my body, and eating healthy is also self-care, in my opinion. So self-care in my life would be going to the massage, going for haircut, facials, wearing nice clothes, clean clothes, having a clean environment, an aesthetically pleasing environment. That is crucial to me. Excuse me. And sometimes I can forget about those things. But I have noticed when I do the facials or go do something for myself, it does improve my self-esteem and self-image, which is linked to my mental health. It's something I do for myself. It's not necessarily for me to look gorgeous and to impress people. I obviously do want to look nice and presentable, but mostly I just do that for myself, because when I see myself in the mirror, it's like, yeah, I've done something for myself, and it's nice and kind. So self-care, it's something important in my life. So the next thing, and that might be surprising again to some people, would have improved my mental health is my dog, Merlin. He's 4 years old, King Charles Cavalier, and when I got him, he is just a bundle of joy and love, unconditional love, and he's very cuddly and loving. So that element of him, yes, it's wonderful, but also the responsibility to take him out 2-3 times a day. So it gets me out of the house. I go for a walk. I get to speak to people, chat to them, which was very unusual for me. I wasn't really used to talking to people on the street, but now, because you're a dog owner, you greet other people on the streets with dogs or have a chat. So, and then you're exposed to sun and every day, and fresh air and the nature. So I do, generally speaking, I sleep a lot better since I have my dog. is the exercise element obviously as well. So, but it has significantly improved my sleep pattern. It's not always, I sometimes have got, sleepless nights, but overall it has improved. So yes, so my dog is one of the things that help my mental health. And the last thing I want to talk about is something I have learned, technique I've learned in the past year from Anna Rankel, I believe, Crappy Childhood Fairy. So I did a course with this lady, online course for about a year, and courses, I would say, it's courses about emotional dysregulation, relationships, and I've learned technique from her, which I think it's a godsend for many people, including me. So basically, the practice is called daily practice, where you write your fears and resentments, followed by letting go of those fears and resentments, and 20 minutes meditation. And you're supposed to be doing twice a day. Unfortunately, I do once a day. Sometimes when I'm stressed, I do more often. But it's recommended to do twice a day. But even doing once a day, it's so beneficial. I found it's very beneficial. So I try my best to, when I wake up and have my coffee, I do that for a few minutes. The daily practice, the writing of my fears and resentments, and then I meditate. I started with 5 minutes. Oh no, even less. I think I started with 3 minutes, and then I build up to 16 minutes now. And I gradually just build up this time. Sometimes when I have I'm in a rush, or I do meditation for 3 minutes, but that's not recommended. This is me. But even if it is like 5 minutes, it's better than nothing, in my opinion. And I did say it was last thing, but got something in my mind that I'd like to mention in this video. So that the sixth thing that helps me is the spirituality. So the prayer, connecting to God, to the nature, and something beyond what we see in this reality, does help me when I struggle, when I have my bad days, when I pray. It does really help me a lot. And when I speak to other people, and I know many people benefit from some sort of spiritual beliefs. That can be religion, but it can be just, believing in angels, or just nature, or some people believe in humans, and that's the form of spirituality, or believing in good, or goodness in a human being. I think that's the form of spirituality, or connecting to the nature. Yes, so there are different forms of spirituality, I guess, but my form of spirituality is prayer. I do believe in angels and and in God. So I think if I didn't have that belief, it would have been a lot harder for me. And it does kind of increases, because I had such a difficult childhood and I had no good parental roles in my life. I imagine God or the angels. I know I laugh because for some people it might be just like, what is she talking about? But it's just those beliefs, and when I pray, and those beliefs is like, I do ask for support and support and unconditional love, and just the strength to get me through a day, and it does help me because I never experienced that with my parents. So having those beliefs, it just helps me to get through some challenging situations or challenging times in my life. So spirituality, it would be one of the things that is massively improving. I don't know if that's improving, it just helps with my mental health, that feeling of security that comes from belief in God, or something more than just us. Yeah. So I hope this video is been helpful, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I speak to you soon. Bye bye.